Let's talk about PenFed auto loans. How do you get up to $100,000 to finance or refinance your ideal vehicle? Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sorty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how to get approved for up to $100,000 to finance or refinance an auto loan via PenFed. It's very important to understand that the first thing you need to do is planning. Planning is very important. You want to get your act together so you can identify the vehicle you want at the price you want, okay? If you really think about it, buying a car can be like preparing for a road trip, right? You need to research your route and find the best way to get to your destination. So making mistakes is inevitable, as there's a lot to consider, but awareness is key. And if you have a lender such as PenFed helping you during the process, that's even better. And here are our car buying best practices. Please take advantage of rebates or certificates. This is really important because rebates and money off certificates can accelerate your car buying savings. Okay, you want to pay attention to the resale value. Here you want to consider some factors that affect the resale value: the condition, the make, the model, the mileage, and age. All these things weigh in when it comes to the resale value of a car. You also want to think about brand recognition and how popular the vehicle is. Trying to buy a car online if possible, because this could be a great route to save money. Okay, this is important. And remember that there are some deals that are possible through affiliated groups and credit unions. So the cool thing here is if you're looking for a car and you want to buy it through PenFed, well, think about the kind of deals they have available already in-house. This is important. You also want to explore nearly new cars. What I'm trying to say here is, do you really need to buy a brand new car, or you could buy a car that has, let's say, 1,000 miles or 10,000 miles in the odometer? So think about that, okay? New cars lose around 20% of their value in the first year of ownership, whereas nearly new cars will have already lost some value during the first few months of use. So they will have a lower price tag and they will lose less value down the road. So think about that. You also want to pay attention to the total cost of ownership. The TCO is very important when it comes to your financing through PenFed, and be aware of online tools. Okay, you really have that, and you have car buying services, you have loan payment calculators, you have vehicle preference quizzes. Those are all tools that are available on PenFed auto loan platform. So avail yourself of those tools. Step number 2, I want you to pay attention to your finances. So before you even contact PenFed to get a PenFed auto loan and you want to start the conversation, you want to be clear about your finances. This is important. Talk to me about your finances. Talk to me about your credit score. Where are you at? Where are you at right now? Are you in the 600s, the 700s, or are you just having fun in the 800s? Where are you? Are you in the 500s or something below? You better have a clear idea of your credit score before you even contact PenFed. So you can check your credit score for free. There are tools, annualcreditreport.com, Credit Karma, NetWallet, Wallet Hub. Try to maintain a DTI of 35% or less. And PenFed is very serious about making sure that you have a DTI that is as low as possible. So your DTI is your debt to income ratio. That's basically the percentage of money that goes towards servicing your existing debts. Make sure that you maintain a CUR of 33% or less on revolving lines of credit. So on your credit cards, make sure that you have a credit utilization ratio of 33% or less. For example, if you have, let's say, $10,000 available credit on all your credit cards, make sure that the balance, your open balance, is less than $3,300. So that's 10,000 times 33%. Okay. You also need to make sure that you have verifiable employment. This is important. PenFed will pay attention to that. Money. Okay. You need to have an annual pay of $18,000. That's the minimum. So when we talk about $18,000, that's $1,500 a month, right? We're speaking about this can be a full-time job, a part-time job. It doesn't really matter as long as the employment is verifiable, and it has to be legit too, though. I mean, nothing like, it has to be traceable. You're making money, you're getting a direct deposit every month or every 2 weeks, whatever. It has to be clear. And co-signing is possible. So if you have a credit score that is not really good and you want to co-sign the loan with a relative, that's totally possible. Okay, so the credit score range that we are looking at here goes from 550 to 850. The loan amount can go from $500 to $100,000. Obviously, nobody's going to buy a car for $500, but they have it there just in case you want to refinance your car. And the APR is a fixed APR. It starts at 1.79%, and the loan term in terms of the maturity, 36 to 84 months. So you're looking at 3 years to 7 years. Okay, something that you need to think about. And you can actually apply online. So the application will ask you for the amount you're trying to borrow, your income, your outstanding debt, your social security number to pull up your credit report, and your address and other contact information. The third thing you need to do, folks, we are speaking here about how to get approved for a PenFed auto loan of up to $100,000 for financing or refinancing your vehicle. Okay, you need to understand the loan typology at PenFed. This is important, and not really understand just like lightly. You need to familiarize yourself with the system, how PenFed auto loans work. Okay, and the thing you need to understand is that PenFed, you can get a loan, you can apply for a loan and go get your car yourself, or you can go through their service. They do have a service where they are able to give you a loan through the service, and the obviously you need to have a car that you want. Okay, and affinity partners, organizations which most have connections to the U.S. military, make it easier for a PenFed member to get the loan that they want. One thing I need to tell you though, to have a membership in PenFed, you don't need to be affiliated with the military. No, okay, you don't need to be affiliated biologically, geographically, or professionally to the military to qualify. You just give them a call, give PenFed a call, and they'll get you in. Okay, and one thing I need to say also is that you need to make sure, now PenFed offers auto loans on new and used cars, as well as the option to refinance the car loan from another lender, and rates and loan amounts are low. But if you're looking for a shorter term, you are out of luck, because all PenFed auto loans begin at 36 months. But this may be great for new car buyers who are eligible for the starting APR above or even lower rates by using PenFed's car buying service. Another option is a PenFed payment saver loan, but a balloon payment is required at the end of the loan's term in exchange for lower monthly payments. So this is something that you need to think about, whether or not this is good for you. Okay, so when we talk about the typology of car loans, you have new car loans, terms from 36 to 84 months, starting APRs between 1.79% and 4.49%, loan amounts $500 to $100,000. Used car loans, term loans from 36 to 84 months, starting APRs between 2.39% and 4.44%, loan amounts from $500 to $100,000. And then you have the payment saver loans, terms from 24 to 60 months, starting APRs 2.99% to 3.99% for new cars, 3.74% to 4.54% for used cars, and loan amounts from $10,000 to $100,000. Okay, and you also have the refinance loans, and so PenFed has the same terms, starting APRs for this type of loans as it does for its traditional new and used car loans. Okay, so you can refinance a new car. So for those who are looking to refinance a new car, PenFed offers loans of up to 100% of the car's NADA value. So this is really good. And if you want to refinance a used car, you can also do so, and it's not a problem. And I want you to familiarize yourself. Step number 4. So folks, I'm still explaining to you how to get a PenFed auto loan of up to $100,000 to refinance or finance a car. And the first step is you need to plan. Second step, you want to take a look at your financial situation. The third step, you need to understand the loan typology here. And number four, you want to plan the buying process. Okay, you can buy a car through PenFed, not a problem. So when borrowers use the PenFed car buying service, they can get discounts on their loan rates. So discounts bring the APR to as low as 1.79% for 36 months. Okay, 1.79% to 36 months, and 17.99% for 84 months on new cars, while for used cars, rates are as low as 2.99% for 36 months and 17.99% for an 84 term loan. Okay, so this is really good. And PenFed Says the Service, which is basically a partnership with PenFed and TrueCar. That service gives buyer an average of $3,350 in savings of the MSRP, and they offer special cashback offers from select car brands. So this is something you need to think about. So let me ask you a question. Big decision time. Big decision time. I want you to talk to me right now. Would you be interested to buy a car through PenFed? We think yes, you should. As long as they have the car, the brand, the make, and the condition that you want, you should use PenFed car buying service. But of course, they're going to check your income. You need to think about the affordability of car payments. This is important, right? How do those car payments fit into your budget? What is your open total debts? Because here we are basically trying to keep the DTI very low. We're trying to keep the debt to income ratio very low. And you also need to think about the PenFed's existing exposure to you. In other words, how much in debt you have with them in terms of car loans, credit cards, and loans. Because PenFed they're going to take a look at your overall exposure, how much they have already lent to you, and they have already loaned you, and whether or not giving you another loan is possible. And remember that there are membership requirements. I've already said that. So obtaining an auto loan through PenFed requires borrowers to first become members of the credit union. So this is something you need to think about. And since PenFed is an open charter, it is available to most. The only requirement to become a member is to have a valid social security number or a tax identification number. So all members must have a share in the credit union, which means opening a share savings account and maintaining a balance of at least $5. Let me talk to you about step number 5, the application. How do you apply for an auto loan at PenFed? This is important. Well, one of the best ways to apply for an auto loan, not just from PenFed, is to get pre-approved. That way, you can walk into the dealership with an idea of the rate and amount for which you qualify, right? And if the dealer can beat it, that's great. You're probably getting a good deal. So PenFed is fantastic because PenFed offers pre-approvals for loans as long as you have been a PenFed member for more than 90 days. So you first want to apply for membership. You want to be there for at least 3 months, okay? And if not, you'll need to know the exact car you want to buy before applying for a loan. In either case, here are the steps you must follow. So I'm showing you right now, step by step, what you need to do to apply for an auto loan, at least to pre-apply, okay? So join PenFed by completing the online application or log in if you are already a member. Okay, you can apply for an auto loan without being a member also, okay? That's step number 1. Number 2, have either the total dollar amount or a specific vehicle in mind with the estimated total amount. Remember that there is a 90-day waiting period to be pre-approved for an auto loan without having selected a specific vehicle. So if you have, let's say, if you have a specific car in mind, know the make, the model, the year, the VIN, and the mileage if used. That's step number 2. Step number 3, you want to gather the relevant personal information about yourself, including your home and work addresses and phone numbers, your current income, your social security number, and if you want to co-apply, if you have a co-applicant, you'll need to have his or her information also. So that's number 3. The 4th step, you need to log into your PenFed website and complete the online loan application by clicking the Apply Now button next to see the kind of application, the kind of offer you qualify for. The bottom line here is that with the PenFed auto loans, you have a constellation of great rates and customer service options, okay? So you have no application fee. You have an easy online application. You have affordable payment options. no prepayment penalties, and you have a simple electronic closing process. Okay, obviously, if you're lucky enough to be to live close to a PenFed brick and mortar branch, our recommendation will be to go to the branch. If not, you can do things online, not a problem, or you can even call them. PenFed has a great customer service with knowledgeable people, and they will walk you through the process. They will answer all questions that you have. That's step number 6. Okay, if your goal is to get a high loan amount in terms of financing or refinancing your car through PenFed, you better have a clear idea of the pros and cons of financing through this credit union. One thing you need to understand is that, similar to many credit unions, PenFed's starting auto loan APRs are competitive, but it's important to keep in mind that less qualified borrowers may wind up with higher rates as high as 17.99%. Okay, it's also important to remember that all credit unions require membership. Okay, so it's always a great idea to explore your options for lenders before deciding to jump through the extra hoop of membership. And a nice perk, in our view, from a PenFed is the ability to apply for an auto loan before signing up for a membership. Okay, so here are some pros and cons that you need to be aware of. The pros: you have competitive rates for new and used auto loans, auto refinance loans at the same rates for new and used car loans. This is really good. You do have a payment saver loan that could help borrowers looking for lower monthly payments, but a balloon payment carries risk if you haven't set aside enough money when the bill is due. Membership brings additional deals, including partnerships with auto insurance carriers offering special rates. You have discounted oil changes and other auto services. You have home security through Simply Safe, and you also have medical services such as discounts to dental benefits max and on-call doctor. So those are really good. Those are good benefits. Those are good perks. What about the disadvantages? Because this service also has some cons that you need to be aware of. The first con, which is not really a drawback, but it is for some people, membership is required. That's number 1. Number 2, in order to get the extra discounts on interest rates, you must use PenFed's car buying service. So the partnership they have set up with TrueCar, okay, you have to go through them. But again, if their inventory is not updated, and if you don't like the kind of cars they're selling, this could force you to buy elsewhere and get the high APR. So this is something you need to think about. And the third drawback, in our view, is that to get pre-approved for an auto loan without a specific vehicle in mind, you need to be a PenFed member for longer than 90 days. So you have the 3 months requirements that is there. Okay. I want you to also familiarize yourself with some extras. There are some extra benefits, there are some extra products that PenFed has, and you want to see whether or not this could be something great for you. So here are the additional PenFed auto products that we believe you should be aware of. And so they have a gap protection service. So here, the gap protection covers the difference between the amount owed on the loan and the value of the car itself in the event of a major collision or a total loss not covered by your traditional car insurance. So this is something that you need to think about. Stuff happens in life, you never know. So the cost for this gap protection is $449 and includes up to a $500 reimbursement for your insurance deductible. You could also learn more about the gap insurance products if you just call PenFed directly. You also have an extended warranty from PenFed that covers towing, rental reimbursement, and roadside assistance, and certain types of repairs after the manufacturer's warranty ends. So those are things you need to think about, and depending on the car that you're buying, depending on the make, the brand, okay, and multiple options are available ranging from $995 to $29.95, okay. Of course, we are speaking about extended warranty. And you also have a debt protection program that is available to cover unexpected events, including death, disability, and involuntary unemployment. So PenFed offers several options ranging from 88 cents to $2.10 per $1,000 of your monthly loan balance. So those are things, this is some kind of insurance. So if you are looking for that kind of service, this could be great, okay? And so these services are all optional and they're not necessary for many borrowers, okay? They can be purchased elsewhere. So you may want to shop around before adding any of these products to your PenFed car loan. Those are things you need to think about. And one thing I want to say before closing today's conversation is that it's always best to shop around with multiple lenders for any type of loan, including one for a new car or used car. And if you submit your applications within the same 14 to 45 day window, applying to multiple lenders should only be considered as one inquiry on your credit report. So by completing an online form on other platforms, you could potentially receive several loan offers, car loan offers from lenders lenders from several parts of the country. Okay, you can also consider a marketplace lender just to see what's out there. For example, you can consider Lending Tree, for example. Okay, this could be great. So yes. Okay, folks. So here is the recap here. In today's conversation, I explained to you how to apply for a PenFed auto loan and get up to $100,000 in refinancing or financing for your new or used vehicle. The bottom line is, who is a PenFed auto loan best for? Since membership is required to get an auto loan from PenFed, this lender is a strong option if you are already a member or you meet the requirements for membership and are willing to take the extra step, preferably well in advance of when you plan to buy a car. Okay, PenFed is a better option if you are interested in its car buying service, which is offered in partnership with TrueCar, and they offer a starting APR of 1.79%, one of the best rates according to other listings on that we have reviewed on this show. So today I spoke to you about planning, financial checkup, the loan typology, the buying process, the application process, the pros and cons, and the extra information. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.